Buyers will have more payment flexibility from tomorrow when new rules on CPF usage and HDB housing loans kick in. Instead of just looking at the remaining lease on a property, the new rules will consider whether it will last for life. Now, authorities say that the move safeguards retirement adequacy. The changes apply to sales of public flats, private properties and executive condominiums. Cheryl Lin explains.
Previously, what you could use to pay for your home depended on how much of its lease was remaining. If the property lease had at least 60 years left, you could get maximum CPF usage and HDB loans of up to 90% of loan-to-value limits. If it had fewer than that, you'd get prorated CPF usage and HDB loans, but only if certain conditions are met. Come 10th May, to qualify for the full benefits, the new rules require the lease to cover buyers until at least age 95. If that's not the case, CPF usage and loans are available on a prorated basis. In both cases, leases must be longer than 20 years. For example, a couple aged 45 buying a flat with 50 years left in its lease would be covered till 95. Previously, they could only get prorated CPF usage. Now, they can get it in full. But for a 25-year-old couple, buying a flat with 65 years left on its lease does not cover them until they're 95. Under the old rules, they were able to use CPF fully, as the property has more than 60 years left. But now, they can only use a prorated amount. In addition, the new rules will affect how much CPF savings members can withdraw and how much they need to set aside before buying subsequent properties using the fund. Authorities say that most buyers won't be affected by these changes, and that's because 98% of those living in HDB flats and 99% of those living in private property already have leases that cover them well beyond 95 years. Indeed, analysts tell me that it's certain specific segments that will benefit.
For those who, in the past, who could not buy the older flats to stay near their parents, those would really benefit from it because in the past they may not be able to take out any CPF. Due to the old regulation.
In fact, I think this is more benefiting the older household. Now they actually have more choices. In the past, they had to probably look for a property which is less than 40 years old. This also gives a new lease of life for actually older property, especially those property with leases shorter than 60 years. So now you make older property more marketable and more affordable for the people who can use CPF.
Experts say this is significant amid a backdrop of concerns over aging leases. And though they say this could stimulate demand in the resale market, for private properties, the impact is likely to be minimal, as recent launch sales have been lackluster.